and ordinary expenditure, and that it will focus on 6 priorities which aim to increase economic growth and improve the lives of the people. This was said by the Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Philip Mpango, when tabling the government's proposed National Development Plan.
Pamoja na mradi wa kufua umeme wa maji wa Julius Nyerere.
Together with Julius Nyerere hydropower project that will produce 2,115 megawatts, improve ATCL, construction of standard gauge railway at international level, Nchuchuma coal project, the Ganga iron project, together with an international railway from Mtwara to Mamba Bay, unprocessed oil pipe from Hoima, Uganda to Tanga, LMG project in Lindi.
Kimiminika, yani LMG Lindi, mradi wa kufua umeme wa maji Ruhuji.
Minister Mpango also said that in ensuring that revenue collection goals are achieved, the government will continue to oversee and monitor implementation of tax laws, regulations and procedures.
Eneo hili linajumuisha miradi ya kuboresha mazingira ya kufanya biashara na uwekezaji ikiwemo kuendelea kutekeleza mpango wa kuboresha.
Again, improvements of trade environment in the country have been ongoing so as to strengthen investment activities by introduction of one-stop centers, rewrite controversial rules and regulations, as well as improve ICT systems in all combating authorities.
Mwelekeo ni mzuri, kazi kwetu.
The direction is us to implement them. I congratulate you, Honorable Minister, together with your team for the excellent job.
Baada ya kupokea wasilisho la Waziri wa Fedha na Mipango,
sector standing committees will spend not more than 7 days to visit development project sites that were within 2020-2021 budget.
Wa miradi ya maendeleo iliyotengewa fedha kwa mwaka wa fedha 2020-2021.
Days after maize from Tanzania was banned from entering Kenya, maize traders, middlemen, as well as food vendors at Mbauda market in Arusha region have said that the situation has affected them economically. Longido District Commissioner Frank Mwaisumbe has assured that the situation is being addressed.
After the closure, we have been affected. Some of us has sent several loads and we have not been paid yet. Now, after blocking all that was sold in the morning, we could not be paid. Immediately after the Namanga border closure, it has greatly affected the traders. This load was supposed to go to Nairobi, but for now, it will remain here. Everybody is affected. What we and I, as the chairman of the security committee, are talking about is there are trucks loaded with maize stalls that are not allowed to go to Kenya. We are waiting for the Kenyan government to provide us with the reason why, but also the Minister of Agriculture, Professor Mkenda, and his team, together with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, are working on it.
Taarifa za ufuatiliaji ambazo zinafanyika kwanza na waziri wa kilimo mwenyewe.
President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Liberation Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has challenged the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology to work for both sides of the union, as their responsibilities are also in Zanzibar. Dr. Mwinyi made the call at the State House, Zanzibar, when he met with the Minister of Communication and Information Technology, Dr. Faustin Dungulile.
Katibu mkuu na ujumbe wako, nichukue fursa hii kwanza kukukaribisheni Zanzibar.
Secretary General and his delegates, let me take this opportunity to welcome you to Zanzibar. And secondly, thank you for coming to meet us to exchange ideas, especially in the telecommunications sector. I am very happy and welcome. The fourth industrial revolution, we want to focus on and create an e-government with the internet business. But Mr. President also wants to see this sector makes a significant contribution to GDP.
Ya uingizaji wa vifaa ambavyo havina ubora, lakini ya pili kumekuwa na changamoto vile vile.
There are importation of poor quality equipment. As the government, we have already set up plans for e-waste, but we want to come up with proper plans of importation of electronic equipments.
wa zile takataka ambazo zinatokea za elektroniki tunadili nazo namna gani, lakini tunataka tuweke na utaratibu mzuri wa uingizaji.
The Chief Medical Doctor, Professor Abel Makubi, said that the government has formed a committee comprising of experts from various departments to monitor and investigate development on the COVID-19 vaccine and advise the government on whether there is a need for the vaccine.
Kwa ajili ya wananchi wetu. Serikali haiwezi kuona wananchi wake.
The government cannot remain reluctant. We are here to protect our citizens at all costs by any means possible. We must be sure that these are rightful measures to protect Tanzanians. I want to remind Tanzanians that as a country we were the first to rectify burials of patients who died from COVID-19. Only a few people were allowed to attend the burials. We were the first to conduct a research that changed the system.
The chairman of the Eastern African Police Chiefs Organization, who is also the Inspector General of Police in the country, IGP Samuel Siro, has called on directors of criminal investigation from the organization to use meetings to discuss on how to address issues of terrorism, gender abuse and human rights. IGP Samuel Siro made a statement when opening a video conference for the directors of criminal investigation from the member countries.
Permanent Coordinating Committee ni mkutano wa wakurugenzi wa upelelezi katika nchi zetu zote 14.
From the Permanent Coordinating Committee, it involves directors of investigations in all 14 countries. There are committees that deal with laws, trainings, gender and terrorism. From the meeting, several agreements will be reached, where implementation of the agendas will be brought to us, heads of police forces in 14 countries. Due to the pandemic, the meeting is held online. The main agenda being terrorism, human rights, gender, among others, with the aim of ensuring that all 14 countries remain safe, and we shall cooperate whenever one commits a crime within the 14 countries will be dealt with according to laws of the country that the crime was committed.
An earthquake occurred in the early hours of morning in Musoma, Tarime, Serengeti and Butiama district Mara region, causing panic amongst residents in the area. However, the earthquake has not caused any destruction.
Tetemeko la jana, kwa kweli tetemeko lilitokea ilikuwa ni usiku mida ya saa 10 kama saa 11 kasoro.
The earthquake occurred last night around 4:45 a.m. I was asleep. Then suddenly I woke up finding the house shaking. I was in a great shock, although there were no effects from the
tetemeko lililotokea alfajiri ya leo.
I was asleep, just woke up to see the house shaking. I was shocked. My wife almost ran away. Dogs were barking outside the house. Luckily, there were no any hazardous impact.
Leo majira ya saa 10:47 siku ya tarehe 11 mwezi wa 3 2000.
Today, around 4:47 a.m., an earthquake occurred and lasted for almost 1 minute. As the fire brigade and rescue force in Mara region, we did not receive any information of hazardous impacts caused by the earthquake.
Kwa Mara hatukuweza kupokea taarifa yoyote kutoka hata kwenye sehemu zetu, kwenye komandi zetu za wilaya kwamba inaweza kuwa labda kuna madhara yote yamejitokeza.
Patients with kidney problem have said high dialysis costs have made it difficult for them to go to hospital to get treatment. They raised the concern in Dar es Salaam as Tanzania marked World Kidney Day.
Msamaha hospitali inatusaidia. Sasa tunafika sehemu nyingine tunashindwa hata kulipia.
This hospital helps us. There are hospitals we cannot afford to pay. I have to come here thrice a week, but I can't because I do not have enough money to come here. I was asking the government to help us with insurance to get dialysis services using health insurance.
Ndio figo unasumbua sana. Unatusumbua kwa sisi ambao tunalipa keshi. unalipa keshi, kwa kuomba unalipa $180,000 kwa kila unapoingia kwenye mashine kama hivi. Kwa wiki unaingia mara 3, $540,000. $540,000 hiyo wewe unaumwa, unawezaje kuitafuta? Unakuja kukuta bado unaweza kuhangaika katika hali hiyo. Ndugu zako wanahangaika, unauza vitu vyako, unafanya nini ili
ya kuadhimisha siku ya wiki ya figo duniani.
World Kidney Day, we tell you to live safely with kidney diseases. We tell our patients that even if they are sick, they should not give up. Life goes on like the others, and that you can live well if you follow the doctor's instructions.
Lakini huku kwetu tunasema,
we are saying that in order to do dialysis, it is better to be prepared to have a kidney transplant. Dialysis is not a cure, it is rather a bridge to go for a kidney transplant. There are people who meet the need to transplant. In Europe, for example, they can do even to a person of 80 years, unlike us.
Kuna watu ambao wanakidhi haja ile ya kupandikiza figo.
To celebrate the Francophone language and cultures, the French, Belgium and Morocco embassies have organized an art exhibition, a photo contest and film symbolizing the diversity.
Gathered around the motto equality, complementarity and solidarity, the Francophonie set forth as its main objectives the development and promotion of cultural exchange, justice and peace, democracy and human rights, economy and education, and science and research.
I think it's very good, as it has been said, that the continents of the world are represented today. America, Asia, Africa, Europe, we are all together, and it's a good news. And my view is to say that, as I said, my colleague of Morocco, even if times are hard, we wanted to show that things are possible in terms of culture, science, language, even if for sure we have to adapt with the challenges.
Kuzungumza lugha tofauti ni muhimu sana. Leo niko hapa kwa maana nusu ya watu wangu wanazungumza Kifaransa. Kwa bahati mbaya mwaka huu hatutapata fursa sawa na mwaka jana kukuza lugha nzuri ya Kifaransa. Corona imeharibu sherehe zetu. Kwa hivyo tutakuwa na sherehe za mkondoni, yaani online.
That is the end of the national news. International news comes next after the break. And in international news, at least 7 people have been killed in Myanmar after security forces opened fire on anti-coup protesters, according to witness and local media, as Myanmar military government accused the deposed leader Aung San Suu Kyi for accepting illegal payments. More on this story.
The violence comes after the United Nations Security Council called on the military to exercise utmost restraint in its response to peaceful demonstrators, and rights group Amnesty International accused the military of adopting battlefield tactics against peaceful demonstrators. Myanmar has been in chaos since its military toppled the elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi on February 1st this year.
More than 4 people have been killed by alleged ADF rebels in a brutal attack that occurred at Matombo village in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
Hili swala la Beni, hili swala la mauaji limefanya miaka ya kutosha, na mpaka sasa hivi hatujajua nani anaua.
This issue of murder has been widely done, and so far we do not know who exactly is doing this murder and what he wants. We have seen many people with these kinds of groups. Some have targets, but for this one, we do not know exactly who he is and what he wants.
Madame Keita qui vient de...
I have spoken to Keita and has addressed the issue of security. The first thing for us is security. United Nations and UNESCO are in DRC to press us in efforts to restore leadership in the issue of peace and security of our people.
Et de la sécurité de notre population.
And 30 supporters of former presidential candidate in Uganda, Robert Kyagulanyi, popularly known by his musician name as Bobby Wine, have been detained by police allegedly for following instruction from the musician to conduct national demonstration to oppose the January general election results. His NUP party has said that it will continue to sensitize supporters to turn up in the street despite there being tight security patrols.
Police abasinga ebakutte iranga.
We will continue to empower supporters to turn out in large numbers to protest. We are doing this because protesters have no case to answer.
Kwongerwamu amaanyi kubanga kino kikkirizibwa mu ssemateeka.
The police force in Burundi has received 90 women who were arrested in Kenya while being illegally transported to the United Arab Emirates.
February 26, Kenyan Army has handed over 89 Burundian women arrested in Kenya suspicious of being trafficked to Arab countries. An investigation is underway to find out who gave them the IDs and who transported them so they can be brought to justice.
And that is the end of international news. Business comes next after the break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
And in business news, the Minister of Industry and Trade, Geoffrey Mwambe, has banned institutions under the ministry to close down businesses and industries with license, as doing so is a tantamount to sabotaging the economy.
Msimamo wetu sisi kama wizara tunatoa leseni za biashara. Naomba kurudia, ni marufuku biashara yoyote ambayo ina leseni kufungwa. Ni marufuku biashara yoyote yenye leseni kufungwa.
Our position is that as the ministry we issue business license, it is forbidden for any licensed business to be closed. We need businesses to continue so that we can earn money and they can pay taxes, as well as provide employment for others. Let's get these people involved, whether it's Brella or Tantred. It is forbidden to close businesses. Let's engage them. Let's use the laws we have to facilitate. We have bigger projects. We have the electric dam where we will be getting electricity for the first time through one of the easiest water sources. We need money to send there. We have built the railway to simplify transportation through SGR.
Na sio kwa sababu tuna mzigo mkubwa wa kutaka maendeleo.
The President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Liberation Council, Dr. Ali Mwinyi, has told investors from Mombasa, Kenya that Zanzibar is determined to become the main trade hub along the coastal region of East Africa He made a statement at State House Zanzibar during the meeting with investors from Mombasa.
We're grateful for your visit. Kenyans are our brothers and sisters. Our aim is to open up more trade relations since we are introducing a trade hub in Zanzibar. Historically, we met with your predecessor, where as people from Mombasa, we have the responsibility of strengthening our relations with Zanzibar, especially in trade.
More than 1,900 tea farmers from Jombe District Council have urged the Ministry of Agriculture to improve irrigation infrastructure and modern technology for tea harvesting in order to reduce operation costs.
A field like this is for irrigation and has a yearly round crop, but is this possible? Today, the ministry officials have told us that this project is possible, but without the tools, we cannot get where we want to.
Tengeneza mazingira wezeshi na rafiki kwa ajili ya uwekezaji.
We are creating an enabling environment for investors, including ensuring that infrastructure is conducive for investments in electricity, water, and other resources.
Na mimi mwenyewe, katibu mkuu nani, tutatafuta mabenki.
I and the Secretary General will be looking for banks and look at the cost for irrigation. I think we need to start looking for money to help these farms.
Yote ambayo yako karibu hivi, yote tutafute fedha.
And that is the end of business news. Sports comes next after the break.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. He did lose some length.
And in sports, the national beach soccer team has started training in preparations for the game against Burundi, vying for a ticket to play for the finals of the African Nations competition. The team is also expected to play a friendly against Uganda.
Tunamshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu, ni bahati kipekee tumepata chance ya kuweza kucheza nyumbani. Hivyo na
It is a great privilege and honor to get the chance of playing at home. I believe that my team will do everything possible to take advantage of playing at home ground so that we could get results, because a winner from the matches will qualify direct to beach soccer AFCON games in Senegal. I have about 23 players, but according to the game, I need to have only 12 players. By the end of the week, I shall prune a few and remain with the best 16 players.
Pruning ya kubaki na kikosi kidogo ili kuweza kufundisha. Kwa hiyo nitaprune kufikia wachezaji 16.
Boxer Jonas Segu is expected to get into the ring on the 19th of March to defend his African WBF belt in a 12-round bout against Hanak Phil of Malawi, while boxer Twaha Kiduku will fight Shibangu Kayembe from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Ni usiku wa burudani, ni usiku wa furaha, ni kuburudika Watanzania.
It is going to be an entertaining night. Tanzanians should come in big numbers at Ubungo Plaza. The fightings will be sensational from first boo to the last. All we need is people's support of turning up to the event.
Mpinzani wangu ni bondia mzuri na ni bondia.
I will be playing with a good player, but I am well prepared to handle him with over 98% chances of.
Na mpaka sasa hivi na uhakika 98% naweza kumpiga vizuri.
Barcelona boss Ronald Koeman said Lionel Messi can have no doubts of the great future the club has after they bowed out of the Champions League with a spirited performance at St. Paris, Germany. More on the story.
Messi, who has won the competition with Barcelona on 4 occasions, outlined his frustrations at the Nou Camp last summer and was heavily linked with a move to PSG prior to his last 16 time. While the results saw Barca fail to reach the last 8 of the competition for the first time in 14 years, Koeman says the manner of their exit could help to persuade the Argentine to continue his long association with the club. Koeman's side had arrived at the Parc des Princes seeking to become the first side to overturn a 3-goal deficit from the first leg at home, but some wasteful finishing sealed their fate.
Fabinho is one of the best in the world at the number 6, Jurgen Klopp said after the Brazil midfielder helped Liverpool beat RB Leipzig to reach the Champions League quarter-finals. More on the game.
The 27-year-old has had to fill in at centre-back for large parts of the season because of injuries to Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip and Joe Gomez, while almost suffering from a number of fitness problems of his own. But restored to his preferred position in the centre of the Reds midfield, he excelled in the last 16-second leg win over Leipzig, which was secured through second-half goals from Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. Thank you for watching and good night.
You can watch Capital News live on our social media accounts, YouTube Capital TV and Facebook Capital Television Tanzania from Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe and put notification on.
I've traveled more than 70 countries around the world. No place has made me feel more safe, more watched out for, more welcomed than Tanzania. Whether you're looking for a place to go on vacation, a place to host a corporate retreat, I can really recommend Tanzania to you and think that you will really be pleased that you came. Nowhere in the world are the people more gracious. Everyone you meet has a jumbo spirit. Tanzania is unforgettable.
All right, welcome to Cut Chat right now.